So in this way, there is also a distinction between epistemic emergences, which refer to the ability to capture features of systems and their dependencies on different levels of knowledge. And on this year, they're also in the ontological emergences, which are really how many years have since and properties are thought to be in Jesus in a way that really exists, and thus now that's not really reducible to lower level properties, which are a distinction that can be useful, but they remain imprecise, and that imprecision opens the door to the unresolved concepts in the issues. Perhaps the most notable is this one with the relationship between the ID and the language and the low tones. Strong and ontological concepts are attained and an emergent with a tradition have success on the fundamental physical level. Granting that there's a lower level theory that is successful in some domains are then applicable, and their macroscopic systems are consumed in those of lower level probably. The micro and the macro seem strange. We're accepting process and nevertheless proposing that a successful higher level function might be not deductible, even in principle, from the lower level one. Shiism wouldn't that simple say that the lower level theory of wrong is belief incomplete, like Mariah Carey. To be appropriately modified by even the macroscopic displacers, the depth figure of human brain philosophy, for example, brain that gone and contains electrons, quark, photon, and other phloginon, and the other particles in the Planck field. They're getting to an accurate quantum field theory, QSC, and the PSC, enrolling given any particular state of these ingredients. The theory makes it clear the prediction of how the states will shine. The evolving over time to believe that the consciousness is strongly emergent, with this requiring paper examining behavior of electrons and incorrect form when applied to the situation like a human brain. This is talking to these people, and that is fairly conceivable and convincing. Imagine how the general principles fail to apply, and they're not really any correct with the theory. You're lies. So extremely precise about what they mean. People have been saying, especially in relation to fundamental physics. What is written about in the New Testament and beyond that, that's really something big. It's out the novelty of home emergent, and since we get the real compounds, you emerge with the properties that are variously described as saying something. Unexpected, surprising, curious, and deriving, given only tips too. So lower level descriptions such as the Tao 1997, but whether or not something is unexposed in the novel seems to be a matter of individual judgment. Rather, I don't think that it's rigorously designated. It's even hard to be perfectly precise about when something is impossible and implode. Maybe it simply hasn't been derived yet. Even formal attempts at Harvard are describing this emergency still appealing to lactose intolerance. So this use to subjective deadlines and emergent phenomena is a concern that's been identified before they're not less pervasive and philosophical discourse. What's the issue with me? One aim of this paper is to clarify who are they. And can you name names like our brothers in Christ, like specific relationships between levels? They have been in preacher roles. Numerous attempts have shown to be classified and showing me scripture, pointing at it, and I've taken some physics-inspired thing that I've been listening to and focusing on, the properties of causal dependence, but rather on states and their dynamics and helping consistency they stay and this evolutionary role that's investigating how lower-level telltaps can relate to the higher-level ones. In those terms, we pay specific attention to the role of meteorology, the decomposition of self into smaller, consistent parts, confluent in discussions of emergence and typically assumed by the macro system to be taught, and constituted by smaller pieces. Formally, this amount of considering if the state of the system has been radically explosible, and it's 9999999.999 Cartesian in its product of the state of the individual. And the particles of lattice sites and people or whatever we also accept that we're near, clear, and we have a role in such decomposition play if emergent. And insofar as it's possible, you are saying that King James Version, the notion of surprise that's in it and the novelty, novelty is unexpected and difficult to foresee. We hope that this approach illuminates the world that has to be required as the level of state, the dynamics and polling, and their Polish ideas, the ideas of mind and the poem. He gave us work to live by, and many of the map from the micro theory that works and for Berkeley and IBB. So out of these categories, we do put forward any one of the two, capturing the uniquely correct formulation of the emergent. We rather wish not to help organize various conceptually that appears to be relevant in different colors. Although Gosse to different versions of what's traditionally labeled as weak. Higher level gives us, which is straightforwardly applying to the lower level, the usefulness in our conception. And we hope that type 3 is clearly Dinet, arguing that this completely somewhat accurate in its predictive power on a micro level. So in theory, it's resulting in a coarse-grained structure, seemingly made and perhaps feel fed up in itself and growing on me. The components of the world, simply classical mechanic, correct, complete, and one important assumption that we should make that there is the future evolution or evolution, if you may. This is a feature of all currently popular approaches to fundamental planning, but it might seem to be less compelling at higher emergence levels. Maybe we will therefore proceed with the Machiavellian perception of the state evolving between some of the why. In general, the evolution of law needs to be deterministic. And we need to speak about this because it's use these words, and we discuss them in a way that's imaginative. There's a spatial theory and the practice, and then this relation A to B, there's F. So this Reishi, Geisha, and slight abuse of notation, the arrows represent binary relation between the subset, the two particles. Arrows in the net shall be used in many cases a density of their variable continuum. But more carefully studied, there are thought to be binary relationship rather than map. Put at the age, Jordan, we're appreciative of you and your target theory. He says that it's the body of the domain applicable to the kinetics, sacrifice, and relations between the offerings and free. So we're all well described in this metaphorical way, obviously poetic, primarily to be concerned about non-emerging in a relationship F A equals B, but you should be coherent. And in this first way, we consider it to stand by and someone else to check hand and horror. So commutatively, the statement or the fungal microstate, either way, state that the theory emerges. And then we have emergence. We know we exist and we can ask him about to do link part and all, but it shares the crucial feature. So, and now you ignore, and you may say, macroscopic predictability for me. And that's the idea.